bringing in the 500 views a day it was bringing in. That video was 5 years old and was still bringing in 500 views a day for years. And in the process of doing that, it was building up affiliate income for me, which in that case was also affiliate income that was monthly recurring revenue. So that means that paycheck that I didn't have to wake up and hustle for to make those sales off of the affiliate money still keeps coming in every month off of that video. And I still don't have to do anything. Even when that video stops getting views, the affiliate money will keep coming because it's a sale I already made. As long as the customer stays with the SaaS product, I'm good. And so you have to consider that this is a level of scale to your income that you cannot earn through active income and through physical client work and client services. This is a way to give yourself an advantage with technology rather than being victimized by technology. I know there are a lot of conversations around that, AI and displacement. But the thing is, you can leverage some of these things to your advantage when it comes to scale and force multipliers. And when you understand how to set up enough offers, some of you can write books, Amazon KDP. When you do that, and you do the book in enough formats, you're gonna have 4 SKUs. You could have videos, and you could plug your videos with links to your books. Some of you could have multiple books like Terry White and Scott Kelby have done. And you could have those listed in the description of every single one of those videos. And if those videos are useful and helpful and they are evergreen in nature because they address principles, they address fundamentals, or they address hardware that won't go out of date, like camera lenses, for example. We all know here that camera lenses, we'll use the same camera lens and there won't be an update to that thing for like 7 or 8 years. That's a pretty long shelf life for the product reviews. Those product reviews could earn you passive income as an Amazon influencer in perpetuity, but what if you also sold products that help make people a better photographer the way that Tony and Chelsea Northup do, or Scott Kelby, or Terry White, or Jared Polin, Peter McKinnon, any number of people? What if you had digital products, or you had presets? Or what if you had things for creative enthusiasts that make them feel proud to wear it, whether that's to make videos for a brand. She did confections and she did these really cool pastry-like videos and she had this wonderful, beautiful aesthetic. Her stuff is top-notch, cinematic. Her videos go viral for the brand every single time. Her own YouTube channel, she can't crack 10,000 views on it for some reason, but the brand is happy to pay her $150,000 on a contract. She still gets to run her own YouTube channel because her content was too good. They knew she was doing a better job. She just didn't have the reach. She was worth it for them, and it was a great partnership.
You don't need like a huge following.
So the hack to get around that and any threshold is to act as if you already are a brand ambassador. And by that I mean, I don't mean fake it. I mean that when you create something that really represents the brand really well, make sure that you're tagging them in social media and everything like that, and kind of giving them some free promotion up front. Because the thing is, the social media teams don't and can't ignore anything that has brand mentions, especially if someone has any reasonable following over 1,000, even in terms of micro-influencers. Because if it is, let's say it was a negative review or call out, or someone found a glitch or found a glaring error or found an exploit, they'd want to know about that. So if it's something that is above par, really good, and it's like, wow, this person's making something that people we've worked with that have like 50 or 100,000, their stuff's better and they're smaller, what the hell, new talent, we can get them cheap. That is a visibility thing. So acting like you're the brand ambassador already, tagging, having that visibility, being an advocate for it, being an affiliate already of it, is already creating value. And so the thing is easier to have visibility and awareness when you're already contributing value up front about standing out and their hierarchy, because their real value, because I'm not going to be the person who says, oh, subscribers don't matter. Here's what their value is. They are the YouTube equivalent of a customer list, meaning this many people vouch and say you served me and that you're worthwhile. So it's vouching. So you can think of a subscription as a positive review.
Okay.
That is how you should think of your subscribers. Your subscribers are not your audience. If you look in your analytics, 50, 80% of your views, non-subscribers. So subscribers are not for the algorithm. Subscribers are for social proof.
Okay.
They are are vouch. They are our reviews as service providers.
Comment section, they're the ones that.
Exactly. So, and our comments are literally our reviews, our rave reviews. So that's what that looks like. Our likes are just like those Amazon 5-star ratings. In fact, YouTube used to have 5-star ratings back when I've started.
Right.
So like
That was
way
a
back in the
decade
day.
ago,
Yeah, over a decade.
Over a decade ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
way back in the day, 2006 through 2010. Like
10
when I was like, yeah, it's like, so it's like I'm like YouTube's historian.
But
So
you said subscriber, they're not the first viewers. That's what you just mentioned.
what's that?
But what when you upload a video, they are the first one who notice about
So
it.
they are a portion of them are, not really,
Right.
because you can see that in analytics. You can see how many of your subscribers from notifications. They can tell you the data. It's a small sample size that YouTube uses to test it with people who say that they're committed to you. So that's why you also have to be careful about subscribers. This is also why when people switch from one type of content to another, it ends up hurting them because YouTube is testing it
And that's
against
what I'm doing right now.
those
It's like I'm trying
subscribers.
to switch two type of contents and merge them. So I think
Sometimes
I'm
that's
feeling-
difficult. So sometimes you
Yeah.
feel growing pains from that.
Yeah.
That's why, even though it's not, there will be outliers. One of the reasons you always hear things from me and mantras like, oh, variety channels are dead or variety content is dead.
Right.
The reason is psychologically, people are like, I want this thing. I came here
this thing.
for steak. I don't care that you have vegan options. Like
Right.
that's what they're about. So you have to consider that. Channels are about, and YouTube as a whole is about consolidation. So the thing is, what you represent on your channel, there are ways to variety, but that variety is only if that serves the viewer and it's obvious to them that it serves them. It's obvious that this thing is part of their path. So the thing is, you have to think about what is the value of my channel. So in my mind, for a lot of creators, at least the creators here, I would tell you the value of whatever any of you are making probably centers around transformation. So any content you make, you could make variety content as long as it serves the same story, the same transformation. But the thing is, don't deviate from the main storyline with the subplots for those writers in the house. It's like, hey, stick to your main characters. Don't go too far on these side characters and everything like that. It's good for them to be developed. It's good for them to be strong characters. Focus on your main, though. Focus on your main. Main story, main quest. That is the thing. And that's going to be what consolidates the feelings and desires of your audience, and that's what's going to keep the content tight. You will sometimes, for reasons, reputation or revenue, have to make content that won't resonate with the whole consolidated desires of the audience. Those outliers are okay as a once in a while. My stance, if you find what works, do it 80% of the time. Deviate or experiment, all that stuff can be 20% of the time, and you're still fine.
Got you. Roberto, real quick, have anyone took a picture, Roberto? Can we get one in there? Can we fit one real quick?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone want to jump in here too? I'm sorry.
I'll jump in there with you.
Come on, y'all. So we see the Roberto.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
I can hold it.
All right, Roberto. Thank you, Roberto, for all the information. I appreciate
You're so welcome.
Okay.
So,
Those are radically different psychologies. And then you have the baseline, you call it edit video content. And so right now, for me, because I'm super, super long-winded, I'm focusing on the live streaming accent and the microtransactions that accompany that, the repurposing of that into not true short form in the extreme short form, but into clips that then I can scale and distribute and decentralize across my platforms. But then we also are doing the extreme short form, but we're going to do it across my existing platforms that can leverage my existing consolidated audience.
Makes sense.
And right now, there are certain things that I'm not aligned with on TikTok to where I'm abstaining from TikTok.
gotcha. So for the short form content, you said that you were taking clips. Now that YouTube has a new policy with linking shorts to long form, that's a strategy, all right?
That's part of it, but
Part
here's the thing with that. Did y'all not just see what I did with QR codes?
Yeah, QR codes are coming back. Before they
QR
were-
code, if you
were dead
needed
for
a
little
link
bit.
out from a short, if you need a link out for a short that people can't click on the shorts anymore, that QR code snapshot, boom, at the end of a video. And that, by the way, it can also be a hack on retention because people can just loop or reverse back to the QR code to get the thing that you offer that they want. And then, boom.
Roberto, what about community page? Can we also put the QR
You
code there
can,
too? Is it kind
so
of?
with the community tab, you don't even
Community
need
tab,
to.
yeah.
You can use a QR code in the community tab, but you don't even need to because you can have actual text links in the community
True.
tab.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to. But if
Okay.
you start to feel like, oh, is YouTube kind of suppressing things that have links in it? There's two hacks to that.
Right.
You could do a post that's like a polls post, and then you could do a poll or a quiz. Use your own pinned comment for you and not give it to the fans, and then put a link to the thing and give them a link to whatever. And for those of you who don't sell a product, you could at least use this to grow your newsletter maybe. Or if you do sell a product or you have affiliate links, boom, you use it for that. If you want to do something and you have a QR code, you could also have pinned comment text links to go ahead and just have that alternative there.
Okay.
And boom, so you have it.
Like cross.
And if you do it correctly with the QR code stuff, the QR codes are dynamic, which means if you need to, you can, I need to update something, I need to change out something, I need to push it to the latest version of something, you can switch it on the back end. Dynamic QR codes. So.
First, I have a question. So I'm like in terms of your user-generated content, I'm one of those people that would be producing that content.
Mhm.
I'm having trouble reaching out or just kind of gaining these types of companies or partners that want, like, I know I can make really good
Do
stuff.
you have a Dream 100 list of all the companies you want to work with?
I don't.
So make a Dream 100 list of all the companies you want to work with. Then go into hunter.io, which, by the way, if Andy's here, Andy? All right, I'll text Andy later. I know she's around here. Like, hunter.io gives you a contact, an email contact with the title for like who works where, whatever, for basically any company in the world.
Like a black book.
Yeah, it's like your little black book. It's a way to create your Rolodex and everything like that.
For the
So-
hunter.io, right?
Hunter.io. By the way, this is something that, again, this is what
Put that in here.
I teach this kind of thing in my membership group. Me and Andy teach this
Already
in my
signed up.
membership group, Awesome Creator Academy. Thank you for signing up.
No
We'll
problem.
see you at the next office hours call.
Yeah.
And so I teach this, and I also teach this stuff to my one-on-ones, and then sometimes I help them with the granularity of this just for them. And we do 2 office hours training a week in my pro group, awesomecreatoracademy.com. So like the main thing I will tell you is you get the Dream 100 list of, okay, these are the people that are my white list, the people, the companies that I align with, that share my values, that I want to work with, that would be in my portfolio and body of work that I'd be proud of. So it's your white list of who you've already in your head said yes to, and that they're hell yeah. It's either a hell no or a hell yeah. So then you should have that. It doesn't have to be a 100 for your blacklist, but you should probably have 10 or 20 companies that you say, oh, I'll never work with these people. Like, and you should know what your boundaries are, and you should know that.
Right.
So it's like, this is who I desperately want to work with. Here's who I absolutely refuse to work with. And here are the reasons I want to work with a company. Here are the things that make a company a hell yeah. Here are the things that make companies a hell no. This also helps you when it comes to your contracts, by the way, to have those boundaries in place. And then it could take a company from your hell yeah list to your hell no if you find out things where, oh, they tripped my red flags. They triggered my trap cards here. So like, it doesn't align. It's like, nope, my value, nope. So like, okay. So that's Hunter.io then gives you the contact list. So now in a spreadsheet, you have, oh, here's my Dream 100 list. And now here's a way to reach someone on my Dream 100 list. Okay, fantastic. The other thing is you need to follow the brands on your Dream 100 list in social media with notifications on. And you need to be looking at who they promote, who they partner with, who already are they doing sponsored content with and everything. Be aware of who their pool of creators are. Then you start to be able to do that research. You start to be able to do what you might call that competitor analysis or opposition research. Now you're able to see what checks the box or what qualifies and what makes a brand want to work with a creator. You know the standard and quality of the work now. So now all of a sudden, hey, this is the level of aesthetic they expect. Hey, here's the biggest creator they work with. Here's the smallest creator they work with. Here's the caliber of their work. Here's why. Here's where they align. Here's where the interests are shared. Here's what this person might be doing for them. Hey, if I needed to find out what the deal is with working with these brands, I might be able to reach out to that creator by being part of their community and being part of their fan base and being able to ask some questions here or there and ask about those relationships.
Right.
So now you have a way to actually execute on this. So that's what would put you in that position. The other thing is, this again helps you with saying, what caliber does my body of work need to look like?
Yeah.
I have a way to I know who to put in front of now. I know who the decision maker is. I know what they're putting out there on social media. So I know how to one up the brand itself even now.
Yeah. And now the other thing too is once you secure, whatever company from that 100 list, in terms of
Did you have
pricing out,
another question before you go?
No. Just thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
in terms of kind of pricing out what your worth is and just what makes it worth for you to do the extra work and, what's
So
in
that's
terms of curating it,
that becomes
too, like
to some degree that becomes a super one-on-one nuanced thing that I would answer with you in office hours, because then there's information you would probably need to give to me
Yeah.
that is not for everybody
Yep.
here, that's very personal to your business and your
Yeah.
value proposition and your thing. So that will be a conversation that we have to have. General free game for everybody here. Consider the fact that you could set your price to whatever you are happy or comfortable with in your head of, if I work with 3 brands and my prices and rates are this, and my packages and ranges are this is my gold, silver, and bronze packages, and then I have X amount of people and capacity, like, oh, how much content am I going to make in a year? Am I making 100 videos a year? Great. How many, if I'm doing it on my side of my content, how much of that is sponsored? If I'm going to be a UGC creator, how much available time out of my year am I giving to clients? What's my client capacity? So now you're operating like an agency. This is why the benefits of having worked at an agency is you start to operate like energy. You look at client capacity. Then you say, if I fill my client capacity with this many of my bronze tier, this is how many commitment hours I have in a quarter maybe to fulfill, which means I lose the opportunity to put even more effort into my silver and gold if a client came that could do silver or gold. So you have to think about these quotas and these caps for these things to set these boundaries and to say, I'm not going to be overworked, overcommitted. So you have to know that. Then you have to say, okay, and if I get this many silver or gold package clients and I can fulfill, then I'm going to make this. And oh, wow, that's like an amount of money that I'm more than happy with making. You could just literally set your price, make your packages, set your deliverables, put an asterisk that says everything's negotiable, work backwards from there, still becomes a custom package. But the thing is, it also just makes the reason it's worth this clear. Because it's this amount of deliverables. Oh, there's flexibility. Oh, I could ask for this much licensing versus this much licensing. I can ask for this much exclusivity versus this much exclusivity. And so you can create your own sliding scale algorithm of your value and your price. And there is nothing wrong with working backwards from this is the amount of money for the amount of sacrifice and hours and thing to make what is acceptable to justify a split commitment. Because if you have a family, for example, right? Because no one talks about this part. Every time you trade your time for money, it should be the price that you can absolutely quantify and justify for not spending that with your spouse or your children or your significant other. And the thing is, I think the most respectful thing to do for your family is for that price of pulling you away from them for X amount of hours of your life. Because I think that there's something to the degree of, I think the calculation was we have relatively 700,000 hours alive in our life, and we spend about a third of that sleeping. So once we start auctioning off literally our lifespan per hour, you start thinking, oh, my prices ain't so unreasonable after all. And it's a little morbid. It's a little cynical, but I think from that perspective, and then saying, pulling me away from my wife or my girlfriend or my kid should cost this much, or I deserve it when she goes upside my head with the frying pan, Wilbur Flintstone style. Again, 80s kid. It should make sense there. And so the thing is, if someone's telling you no on that price, here's a good hack. Tell them, and what would I have to offer you for that price to be a yes? And what would I have to offer for that to be a hell yes? So that's a question a lot of people aren't confronted with. So now then you get to assess what they do value those things at. And then you can also ask, well, out of curiosity, what do you value a package like this at when someone works with you? And then that's an interesting question. And then they have to give a response to some degree to that for the sake of propriety and politeness. And then you know what the market can support and will bear, at least with regard to that individual. And then you can know that and you can start to negotiate and wheedle around it a bit.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, it sounds weird. And again, it feels like a non-specific answer, but the thing is, it's more you should always understand how and why you charge versus what to charge. You should have an underlying philosophy that dictates an outcome, and that should be very important, and it shouldn't be as rigid as a formula or system, because the thing is, the intangible aspects of why you're doing something matter just as much as the tangible ones, and that's lost for people outside of creative services a lot of time, but it's also a very thoughtful way to do business. By the way, another thoughtful way to do business is, look, I want to work with you, it's a yes. Tell me what the budget is. I'll tell you what the deliverables I'm comfortable with for that, and then we can both come to an agreement that we're both happy with. That's another straightforward. If you don't know, or if you think you're overshooting your value, or they tell you are, you can start to do that to start to reacclimate. Where's the market feeling me right now? How do people perceive me? What does the market support? What are their reasons? Okay, now I can build around that so that I have a pathway to a yes, because 1 is better than 0 most of the time. So I now know, here's what people will find agreeable. Here's the price they'll find agreeable at. What are my boundaries on what I will accommodate for that? Because the thing is, if they're taking away money, I take away deliverables. Or I take away exclusivity. Or I take away some degree of licensing option. Or if they want those things, they might be willing to come up to my price if I move the needle there. It's all about value.
Okay. Perfect. Roberto, thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
By the way, my name is Chris Williams.
Yep, we'll see you in the academy, Chris.
I was
Thanks so
curious
much.
about something for a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So I've been a cinematic type videographer for a few years. I do a lot of local work. My channel is basically just, here's a collection of everything I've done. Now I'm kind of decided I want to focus more on like automotive and fashion. That's my personal thing, so I'm trying to grow on that side. Would it be better to start a new channel
Start a new
focused
channel.
on that?
Start
or-
a new channel with all the knowledge and lessons. See, being as people are afraid to start new channels, and they're afraid of giving up the audience they've already built, I see it as nothing but an opportunity and upside when starting a new channel. I've also tested this, and YouTube doesn't penalize new channels, it rewards them.
Okay.
And the thing is, imagine being a ringer, meaning that you pass as a novice and you go, oh yeah, I don't really know anything. I'm new here and everything like that. But secretly, you've done something 500, 1,000 times, 100 times. You got 10 years of experience and everything. Like, do you realize what a significant advantage is to start from nothing? It's a significant advantage to start from nothing because you're cheating. You didn't really start from nothing. You're a ringer. I'll give you a hint. A lot of your favorite YouTubers are ringers. They came from traditional media, or they worked at BuzzFeed, or they worked behind the scenes for a bigger YouTuber than you ever know. They already know analytics, they already know this, they already know that, they already know the psychology, they already know the words, they already know the Kates. They have an unfair advantage that they are not declaring or disclosing whatsoever. I love it. It's and so the thing is, it is what they're doing. They are not lucky. There is no luck. I know people don't like my set, but there's no luck. I figured out that it's always hard work and training, whether people see it or not, behind the scenes. Like a true shinobi, it's like, oh yeah, like you weren't there. I trained in secret, and then I snuck up on you. You didn't see me coming. So it's like always that secret, like training in the bunker that nobody sees, or God-given ability, gifts, talents, and things and everything like that, intangible qualities. Usually it's a combination of both. And then there's a third part of success that no one admits to or talks about. Some form of nepotism. There's no luck. It is not necessarily a rigged game, but it's a stacked game. You don't know what other cards or aces people have up their sleeves. That's by design, because you will underestimate them, and they don't need to declare their advantages. They don't need you to see them coming, because that's how they will get tripped up and stopped, and they won't get that outlier success. Outliers have aces up their sleeves. Talents that maybe you weren't blessed with, training and hard work that you weren't privy to how much or the specifics of, or who their mentor was. Because again, the mentor could be both training and hard work, but could also be, again, nepotism, because why they have access to that person and you didn't. Like, so there's those things. And you don't have to know what that is, because all you see is the results. You didn't see the process. So again, the secrets that are kept from people is, who trained me? Who was my mentorship? Who am I in the lineage of in my training? What school, what dojo did I come from? Okay. What are my outlier God-given gifts? They may not be obvious. It could be communication skills. It could be attractiveness. It could be charisma. It could be quirk of psychology that lets them see patterns or something like that. Could be athleticism. Could be dexterity that then makes them an outlier performer because no one can physically compete with the feats for them to do their stunts. Like the parkour YouTubers who then said, oh, I can do parkour. I have all this athletic ability. I'll get a popular gaming franchise. Cosplay is that thing. And now all of a sudden I'm Enzio from Assassin's Creed flipping around the streets doing something that cannot be duplicated by 99.9% of humans on Earth. And now I have an outlier advantage that can't be beat because now I have a moat creatively, because the moat is I'm a physical athlete that nobody can be because I'm a freak of nature, and then I tapped into a popular thing because I was smart and I figured that out, training, blah, blah, blah. So you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, boom, and then some form of nepotism or help of, oh, and I can do that, but I can't film myself while I'm doing that, so, oh, I got my buddy who actually knows how to use a camera. So again, these are the secrets. These are the real secrets. The secrets are you can classify everybody's success by figuring out what nepotism they did or didn't benefit from, what God-given natural abilities they do have, and then what was the specificity of a skill set that they worked for and earned and trained at, and then where did it come from? Was it self-taught? And even if it was, well, what's the lineage of that information as quality of information? So you reverse engineer off that. You starting a new channel allows you to take skills and things you've learned on YouTube and as a craftsman for years and years and years and start over and compete at a level that no one at your level can. And to some degree, have everyone say, wow, you deserve more subscribers than this. Why does your content look better than someone with 100,000? That is a advantage of looking like you're starting from nothing, So,
That
long-winded,
massive, no, that's massive help. Thank you.
Let's-
Thank you.
Would you use the same process for affiliate marketing, like using Hunter.io to reach out to those brands and to those companies? Let's say I wanted to reach out to like an energy drink brand.
You usually don't, because if you go to their website or you go to any website and then you do a search and then you go affiliate, or you go to any website and then you type in site.xml, you can literally find every link in the website and everything. And you can also just go type in the website name, a URL, then type in quotation marks affiliate, and then you'll find their affiliate program. There's no permission barrier to affiliate, usually besides filling out a contact form.
Right.
Now, what you might want to do is, if you start selling successfully, then reach out to somebody over there for potential sponsorship, or ask if there's a super affiliate program where you can get a higher percentage, if you're a performer.
Thank you.
Bro, I have one question. It's actually piggyback off of the previous gentleman. It was about media kit.
Yes.
How important is the media kit? Because I get that all the time. What's your media kit?
So one, the fact that you're getting it all the time means you're working with higher professionals and quality and everything like that. A lot of people dismiss media kits because some of the biggest creators don't use them and don't care about them, or they're not public about it, some of them. Funny thing is, some of them work with talent agencies that made a media kit and they didn't even tell them about it because they know the creator doesn't care. They just want to make viral content. So media kits actually matter a lot when you want to get into higher pricing. For those of you who here has been either a photographer or graphic designer, or okay, so media kit is as important as a portfolio. Media kit for any creator that wants to make higher levels of income is as important as it would be for a creative services professional to have a portfolio and to have a deck. So that is extraordinarily valuable. And it's not just because I also sell those and sell like trainings on it. It is a distinct advantage because 90% of your competitors, especially if you're a micro influencer, will not have them. So now your level of professionalism immediately stands out and you're more memorable. Number two, and it doesn't have to be public on your website. It could be something you only email, and it can be something that's locked behind passwords or whatever, so that your competition doesn't see it if you want to. And you don't have to put your pricing in your media kit. You could have a separate version that does have pricing when you want, or rate cards. You should have an internal rate card, and you should print it out somewhere just so that you can always see it and know that's what I'm worth or that's my prices. Because that's helpful when you start to train yourself in sales psychology to just see that number. Now, the thing about it is great because the people who have to go and walk information up the ladder in their chain of command now have a tool and a resource that makes it easy for them to demonstrate and convey your value at a glance with someone that only has 3 minutes and 5 minutes to parse information or to have something as a point of reference. So a lot of people don't value it because they actually don't know the process by which somebody goes and gets approval from a boss. Because a lot of people, again, they haven't worked in that situation, they haven't done it, so they don't know. If you're familiar with that, you've worked with, I've got to walk something up the ladder, I've got to go through 3 chains of approvals or whatever, having a reference document is important. When you don't present someone with one of those, they have to kind of cobble together something of their own to use that to sell you and to pitch for you and to advocate for you. If you've given them the best tool to advocate for you and it's visually impressive, communicates the right information and everything like that, and is above par, and if it's better than the presentations that the company has been doing in their internal meetings and everything like that, it's going to help. It's going to help. It's going to stand out. It's going to make you look like you're worth what you're asking. So it's a part of dressing the part, so to speak. So that's why it's valuable, and that's why it's a tremendous tool. And for everyone who's not a graphic designer, like even over at Awesome Creator Academy, we figured out that problem. We're like, I built an education business around, I can't just give you information. Sometimes I have to do a done for you product and say, you might have a weakness that I have a strength in. I'm going to literally make a template and make a thing and put it in your hands. And now 80% of the way you can customize it the other 20, and it will be better than what you would have done on your own, and it saved time. So in addition to teaching, training, coaching, mentorship, I also have template bundles and resources. And one of the things we did was we made media kit templates that people can customize in Photoshop. Anyone who doesn't have Photoshop, it's compatible with Adobe Express. We thought it through.
Nice.
So
Thank you so much.
yeah, absolutely.
That's, that was awesome.
Had a good